Well, hello and welcome back to Banished and to the town of Harlech and to slightly smaller fields than I had in the last episode. It occurs to me that we were dealing with this a little bit poorly. The ideal amount of land that was suggested to me in the comments was 7.8 because of the reason that it would allow one person to work the field. 7 by 8, that is. That's 56 tiles. Now, I made it for 60 tiles, thinking, oh, well, that's near enough. Now, it doesn't appear that was the correct thing to do. That meant that 2 people could work the field, so there was a certain amount of underutilization of the second person. So what I went ahead and did was set up these fields to use exactly 50. That's 10 by 5. Now this is enough for one person to work the field. So instead of 8 farmers, we now have 6. This should be a little bit easier, and also the size of these fields will fit into other constructions and layouts a little bit better. We'll see how much of a difference this will make to the overall yield when we can actually measure it and see how well that does. Effectively, we've stripped off 10 plots of land. Now, there is a merchant here at the moment, and they are a food merchant. They've brought 500 fish, 500 eggs, and 125 beef. I'm going to go ahead and let our workers there try and trade for as much as they possibly can with the resources that they have available. And we'll turn up the speed just a little bit. Work is still paused on a lot of buildings. We have all of the wood there that we need. We're still waiting on stone. The quarry is still working fine. The town hall is still paused, and presently we have this building over here still waiting on some stone, and this building down here waiting on stone. So stone is very much what's holding us back right now. We could harvest some more stone from around here, but I currently have a lot of these stone marked for harvesting down by the quarry. That is the stone just outside there, and people are going out and they are working on that. But the fact that 52 of our 78 adults, 53 now, do not have tools disturbs me greatly. I feel that the next opportunity that we have to get iron or coal, we're going to have to just take it. I mean, I've set it up for automatic purchase up to 100, but I'll check out any merchants that come through and see if we can just buy more. Now, let's see. How much did you purchase? What's currently here? Have we got those things that they get bought, maybe? Yes, we've got 125 beef. Did they get loads of fish? Yes, we got some fish there. We got some eggs there. That's cool. They're all being marched out and into the market, I am certain. Now, we've got quite a lot of walnuts there already. I'm pretty happy with that. And a reasonable amount of cabbage still. Now, for the time being, I'm going to pause the video. It's probably going to take me a while to pass enough time to actually get at least either another mine up and running, in which case we will immediately begin the production of steel tools. The moment this mine is built and staffed, we are going to be going straight for steel tools, or we'll have to wait until a merchant comes along. Possibly, I may bring you back to check out the fields if they finish work on these, and I can actually check out the sort of yields that these fields get. But without people with all of the tools they need, I'm not sure they're even going to get a full yield out of one of those farms at the moment. I'm a little bit concerned about that. But I'll be pausing the video now, and hopefully when you return, it will be to good news. So see you soon. And welcome back. I bring you back because we have a merchant, and this merchant actually has some of the things we need. It's got stone, berries, and coal. Also has seeds, but we're not going to worry about that for the moment. Also, given our low amount of clothing, I'm actually going to tell our place here to stop stocking hide coats. Let's just make sure that is set up still. Okay, fantastic. We should buy all of this coal, which means that once that gets bought, and I'm going to let it do it automatically, but once that does get bought, I'm going to set this up to produce steel tools. We are, well, I mean, it gets a little bit better and then it gets a little bit worse. At the moment, we are definitely still hurting. I have set a new stockpile to be produced because I'm noticing this one is just basically getting filled up with logs and firewood, and there's it means that people are having to haul the stone all the way over to our main market, which is less than ideal. Now, if we have a look up here, we're still waiting on all of this. Now, I've been thinking about the orchards. I'm not sure if orchards have the same sort of limit to how much a single farmer can work. That is 50 tiles. Well, 56 apparently. But if we were to assume it did, then we would want a 10 by 5, for example, here. Now, 10 by 5 north-south doesn't work, because each one of these takes 3 tiles, so 5 would be here. We'd have 2 by 4, so that's 8. 8 separate trees. Sorry, no, that would be 10 trees, sorry. Now, we could go in this direction. So it's 5 there, because each tree only takes 2. But we would cut off one part of the land that this tree needs on this side. If we were to do that, so 5 north and 10, well, east-west, then we would either end up with 8 trees or we'd end up with 12. It's probably worth testing, just to see. And we can test it fairly easily, I imagine, just by setting up a quick orchard. If we start it here, go up by 5, and then out by 10, and set this to grow walnuts. Now, hopefully someone will come along and plant this, and if we see 3 rows, then we know that this is the better option. Though, I'm not sure how that would work with 2 side by side. It still might not work. For example, if I have that, will the tree in the bottom right corner here be right next to the tree in the top right corner between these 2 orchards? It's unclear to me at the moment. So we'll have a look at that. But for now, we're going to continue going on, just waiting for people to get more tools. At one point, it was up in towards the 70s that had no tools. So it is getting better, just very, very bloody slowly. Much slower than I would like. But at the moment that you're gone and we actually have some coal, hopefully the steel tools that we'll be able to make with that will kickstart everything. Once we've got that, we should be able to get this mine up and running, because that's actually quite close now. And once we've got a steady supply of coal coming in, then we should be able to get on top of the tools problem. We have built a new house over here, and we have finished upgrading this house over there. So we are doing okay for places to live at the moment. Oh, there's one tool. Quick, someone rush. Someone grab that tool. Whoever got it, well done. Well done. The early bird that catches the worm, or the extremely fast hauler who picks up the tools, whichever the case may be. Now, have we bought it all? No? Yes? Please? Tell me you bought all of the coal? Yes. Okay, we just need for that to be transported out into the various markets, and then we will have all of that going. Now, we're going to see if this... well, I'll just put one worker there. Oh, I see. It's increasing the amount of workers that can work in this particular one. I guess you can do that in order to have redundancy. For example, if I told this place you're allowed 3 workers at maximum, then even though only 2 workers would work there by default, it would allow the extra one to be working there. For example, when one worker decides to go off back to their house, the other one will come up there to take over. That might work. Now, we'll see. It does work. That is interesting. Okay, the next test, and this is the important one, is to see if that will work properly when we do this. If this does, then I'll replace both of these with these types of orchards. It will mean that we'll lose a little bit of yield for now, but, well, it won't be the end of the world. Let's drop my mines and my vendors down a little bit, though, because we have lost a few people. Who did we lose? A miner died of old age. Another miner died of old age. But we should be okay, I think. We'll just top up all of those. And someone else is now working as a labourer. So we'll see now if all of the trees start growing in the right place. Then that's what I'm going to change these two to. Now, how much has this yielded? 101 there. And about you, 61 previous season. Previous season, 101. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how that goes. Come on, quickly. I want to see how you plant. That's right. Now, where are the trees going to grow? They're going to grow there or they're going to grow here? I cannot see the saplings, damn it. Is that a sapling? I don't think it is. Oh, no. No, we've got something. Haha! It works perfectly. Now the question is, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I suppose you could have 7 by 5 would give you probably the optimum amount, but that is better than what we've currently got. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, we could actually have all of these walnut trees be chopped down. I think that would probably be a fairly good idea. Let's slow time down just a little bit. And we are going to tell them to... Can I tell them to harvest all of these? No, it doesn't work that way. Okay. So, stop working it and cut. Same here, stop working, cut. Cut these. Cut these. Actually, what am I doing? I need you to be there to cut them. Oh, I'm a fool. A mad fool. Actually, with these ones, it's probably going to take us so long to get those trees going. Oh, they're going to keep growing, are they? Ah, fair enough then. But we'll cut these down, and then we'll get rid of these orchards and replace them. Now, we don't need quite as many workers as we've got there. Will you harvest? No? Don't intend to harvest at all? I would love it if you would. I can only assume that this one was harvested already. I'm not sure. It is saying current season though. I'll have to keep an eye on that. But for now, I'm going to go... Oh, my goodness, it is built. It built it while I wasn't paying any attention. Haha! Right, coal. We want coal from you. And we also want an extra 2 miners there. And finally, let's actually start making good tools. Steel tools! The secrets of steel, or the riddle of steel, as the case may be. Right, we've got 2 people who haven't got a job, do we? Really? Where? Where are these people who have no jobs? You're a farmer. Really? Please go and work here. I would love it if you would. Did I need to turn that on? No. I'm honestly perplexed by this. Oh well. Let's just go ahead and destroy those structures, and maybe now I can chop down the trees. Yes, I can. Okay, that works then. We'll get rid of those, and then we'll reseed those areas with orchards. But for now, I'm a bit confused as to why that field isn't being harvested. Very confused, in fact. Let's drop this right down. We'll, oh no, someone is now set to work there. Okay, fantastic. There we go. Right, we've got 49 people who need tools now, and hopefully some of them will actually have steel tools. There's plenty of coal there. We just need more iron. Okay, things are progressing. In fact, they're progressing so well, I'm going to unpause this house. I shall pause the video here, though, and when we return, hopefully we won't be almost about to starve. That would be grand. Yeah. Okay, we have a little bit of a situation. We had one situation that was influenza, but the person who had influenza was literally by there, so they just checked themselves into the hospital and it was cured without much of an issue. As you can see, I've just turned weather effects back on, and that is because apparently there is a tornado, and it has touched down near the town. I have no idea where, though. Does it show it on the mini-map? It doesn't seem to. Let's have a quick look around. I'm not... Oh, there we are. Oh, ye gads. Okay, please don't come towards the town. I really would appreciate it a lot. Now, I popped weather effects back on because I wasn't sure if it would affect me seeing a tornado, but looking at this, I don't think it would, really. I imagine you would still see this even with weather effects turned off. But I'm going to leave them on for the rest of the video, I think. Wow, okay. It looks like it's playing fairly far away from our actual village, so I'm going to hope against hope that we don't get caught up in that. We've got 500 squash, 500 berries, 500 pecan nuts. I shall leave those to be gathered. And we have our orchards going up, finally. Okay, we want some walnuts grown there, and I will place another farmer there to help with that. I'm going to drop that by 2. We're cutting down the old walnut trees. It is going to take a while. I'm not going to designate these other orchards just yet, though. I'll leave those for now. But we will get 2 small orchards. Is that tornado still ravaging the land? No? Yes? If it is, it's moved very quickly. But no, I don't think it is. The weather's too fine now. Alright, we will go back to 5 times speed. It automatically pauses whenever you have a disaster occurring. And we have a couple more homes. We are down to 67 population. Our population has shrunk, but we have 15 children. Honestly, with the aging population we had, I consider this a good thing, if I'm perfectly honest. And we are actually building up a reasonable supply of iron, but we definitely need more coal. That is producing coal, yes? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, I may go ahead and put a little bit more, since we've got so much wood at the moment, into mining. We should have 3 people working in each mine now. And hopefully that is going to speed up the process of getting steel tools made, because the coal is now what's holding us back. How much do you actually use? Not sure, maybe 5 coal, 1 iron, 1 log, or 3 logs. That would be kind of sad. My lord, that's an awful lot to use. We'll leave... No, we'll go ahead, have another walnut farm there, and pop another farmer. Alright. That's at 47%. We didn't get much last season. That's not too bad, I suppose. Okay, Yaden has become an adult and is working as a labourer. Fantastic. That is exactly what we need. And we have a new family moved in. And as you can see, the parents are now moving in at about middle-aged, really. Let's get that house unpaused as well. We definitely need to get things going there. And we also need a well, I just realised. Not something that I have built over in this part. So let's get a little well going about there. That should be good enough. We've got enough stone, we've got enough wood to get that up and running right away. Okay, what else is going on? Well, we've got this stockpiling stone over there. This place is almost entirely full of wood. My goodness, that is a lot. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that stockpile, make sure it doesn't get too full. But for the time being, we seem to be okay. I'll leave those orchards at the moment. How's things going there? We're up to 66% yield. If we had tools, that would probably work. And if we had tools and they were educated, it would work even better. But alas, education is not something that this town can boast too readily, I'm afraid. But I'm going to pause the recording here, and I shall bring you back when there is something of note to review. So see you soon. And welcome back once again. As you can see up there, we're at late winter and we are hurting for food, really, really hurting. And that is because we've got 79 people living in this town, 10 children as well. We're not doing too bad. Well, actually, we are starting to do a little bit badly for firewood as well. Let me drop the firewood that we're keeping hold of a little bit, just to help us through this. There we go. That should get redistributed. Now, one thing I've noticed is some of the people here seem to pick up the coal and use that to warm their houses. I really wish they wouldn't, honestly. Yeah. It does get in the way of us producing more tools. We have a fair bit of iron at the moment, though, so I'm going to switch to just making some iron tools just to get the tools made. Now, we are currently harvesting iron from over here. I built a bridge just to get people out there a little bit faster. We've also been harvesting iron from this area, though there's still plenty here for us to gather. Though it is a fairly long trip for our laborers to get there. We have an enormous amount of people working in the mines, 14 to be exact. And right now there's just this huge stack of coal just sat there not being picked up. So actually I'm going to drop that. And I may... In fact, I'll drop it right down to 10. We need to get that coal into a stockpile so that our blacksmith can actually see the coal stood there. Though perhaps that's why the blacksmith wasn't complaining of not having resources. Maybe the blacksmith can just go and pick up this coal without too much problem. Right, at the moment there's some cattle there. We're not going to buy that. As I've mentioned, there's no point. We are actually really close to having a full field. Once we get that, we'll actually start producing food from this ranch, which will be a huge, huge benefit to us. We currently make about 260 cabbage a season with this. That's not good, honestly. Compared to a gatherer or a hunter, that's actually pretty bad. But part of that may be due to the fact that we haven't got houses over there. So I'm going to hold off on writing off the farms for now. But we are definitely needing to look for a better source of food because we are really, really on the edge. Perhaps I could run a road up there and start a new gathering area. Or even branch it off from over here. That might work, actually. Let's have a quick look. Can we get it over there? Can you just go over there? No, of course you cannot. Okay, well, if we bring this... that's 1. So we bring this out by 10. And then that will be a new field area, or no farm area, and just run a road all the way over there. Now, we could have a new gathering area here, a new... hunter's cabin as well, and I think that would probably be a very wise way to spend some of our stone and wood. So we'll go with a gatherer's hut first. Alright, we'll pop that by there, and a hunter's lodge on the opposite edge. There we go. Right, once these are built, we'll start a new outpost over there. I'm really thinking of setting this place up with a market and having houses on this side, much like we're going to have down here. So this will be like the dock hub. This will be the agricultural hub with farms and orchards and pastures, specifically pastures. But for now, things aren't going as well as they could be, I think it's fair to say. And we have now, by the looks of it, used up all of the iron that we had over on this little island. Okay, well, at least we've still got quite a lot of miners there. But the tool situation is what's really making this hard for us at the moment. What on earth is there? Really? Really? There are literal baskets worth of food and you're not picking them up? People, come on now. I need you to stop being stupid. Please. Alright, I think I'm going to wrap this episode up there, though. We haven't really made much progress over what we had previously. We've built a couple more houses, and maybe that's where a lot of our problems are coming from. But we do need to keep adding houses, otherwise you will run the risk of getting to a position where you have no one can have children anymore, and you just waiting for your population to eventually die out. And that would be a horrible way for Harlech to go. I think you will all agree. Mind you, starvation is not much better, to be perfectly honest. But in the coming episodes, I'm going to be focusing on just trying to get this food shortage fixed. That is going to be the main issue. Did anyone die? No, no one died. So for now, we're going to try and set up a new gathering area over there. Herb-wise as well, we are actually starting to run low on herbs, but it could be the lack of tools. Once we've got food under control, or perhaps in tandem with trying to get food under control, we will continue to try and resolve the problem with our lack of tools. Maybe we will be lucky and we'll be able to buy tools from someone. In fact, for that reason, I am going to add tools to this. Go ahead and buy the tools if you can. But that is it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you will be joining us in the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.